What if the quirks you've always thought were flaws, like daydreaming too much, overthinking every detail, or even talking to yourself, were actually secret signs of hidden genius? Have you ever caught yourself daydreaming in the middle of something important, overthinking every tiny detail, or even talking to yourself when no one's around? Most people brush these off as strange habits, but science says they might be secret signs of extraordinary intelligence. Today, we're uncovering the fascinating brain quirks that seem unusual on the surface, but actually reveal hidden genius, and you may discover that some of them sound a lot like you. Imagine for a moment that your brain holds tiny secrets, hidden quirks that seem odd at first glance, but may actually reveal an extraordinary kind of intelligence. Not the kind of genius we usually associate with solving math problems or memorizing entire textbooks, but the type that lives quietly in the background, hidden beneath behaviors and traits most people overlook. Today, we're diving into the unusual brain quirks that might secretly mean you're much smarter than you think. Let's start with daydreaming. Most of us were told in school to stop staring out the window and pay attention, but researchers have found that the wandering mind may actually be a hallmark of intelligence. People who drift into daydreams often show stronger connections between different brain networks. It's as if the mind is running multiple tabs in the background, solving problems and sparking creativity when you least expect it. The next time you catch yourself zoning out, it might not be laziness. It could be your brain processing complex ideas in ways others can't see. Another fascinating quirk is the tendency to overthink. While it can feel exhausting to analyze every detail of a situation, studies suggest that people who worry more tend to score higher in verbal intelligence and problem-solving tests. It may not feel like a superpower when your mind is spinning late at night, but that constant mental activity can sharpen the ability to predict outcomes and think critically about challenges. In a way, worrying is your brain's attempt to prepare you for possibilities others might not even notice. Then there's something called sleep inertia, the groggy period after waking up where you feel sluggish and unfocused. Strangely enough, some research indicates that night owls and people who struggle to wake up early often show higher levels of creativity and abstract thinking. Their brains function differently from those who naturally rise with the sun, giving them unique perspectives and problem-solving abilities. So, if mornings aren't your strong suit, it may simply mean your brain thrives in unconventional rhythms. Have you ever noticed that you talk to yourself? While society often sees this as unusual, speaking out loud can actually be a sign of higher-level thinking. Verbalizing thoughts helps organize complex ideas, improves memory, and can even lead to faster problem-solving. Many great thinkers throughout history were known for muttering their thoughts aloud as if conversing with their own minds. So, the next time you catch yourself narrating your actions or talking through a challenge, remember, it's a sign of active intelligence. Another quirk linked to genius is sensitivity to sounds or environments. People who struggle to concentrate in noisy places may have brains wired for deeper focus and analysis. Their heightened awareness makes distractions harder to ignore, but it also allows them to absorb details that others miss. This sensitivity can be frustrating in daily life, but it reflects an ability to process information at a profound level. Unusual humor is another surprising indicator. If you find yourself laughing at things that don't amuse most people or making connections that seem bizarre, it may reveal a creative intelligence at work. Humor often requires quick mental leaps, an ability to connect unrelated ideas, and a willingness to think outside the box. History is filled with brilliant minds whose humor was misunderstood in their time but celebrated later. And finally, there's curiosity. It may seem simple, but an insatiable urge to ask why and dig deeper into the unknown is one of the strongest signals of hidden genius. People who constantly question the world around them don't settle for surface-level answers. They chase knowledge for its own sake, and in doing so, their brains strengthen pathways that lead to innovation and discovery. So, if you've ever wondered whether your quirks are flaws, think again. Daydreaming, overthinking, late-night creativity, talking to yourself, being sensitive to distractions, having unusual humor, or an endless curiosity, these aren't weaknesses. They're hidden signals that your brain may be far more extraordinary than you ever realized. Sometimes, the things that set you apart from the crowd are the very signs of a quiet genius waiting to be recognized. The human brain is full of mysteries, and sometimes the very things we see as flaws are actually what make us brilliant. Whether it's daydreaming, unusual humor, late-night bursts of creativity, or even the way you talk to yourself, these quirks might be proof of a hidden genius quietly shaping your life. So the next time you notice these habits, don't dismiss them, embrace them. Because genius doesn't always shout, sometimes it whispers through the quirks that make you unique.